All right, day 3, respiratory system. We are going to read through the respiratory system. You will be filling out this. Remember, the answers for this are up here on the steps or the directions that we're going to go through. Okay, step 1. Examine the diaphragm, a sheet of muscle that stretches across the abdominal cavity and separates it from the thoracic cavity where the lungs are located.
I feel this is actually feels like a really thin, like a lot thinner than they normally do. Don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. It does feel thinner. I'm just going to
It's a
remove.
weak diaphragm pig here.
The diaphragm isn't used by the fetal pig because gas exchange occurs through the umbilical cord. The diaphragm in adult pigs moves up and down, changing air pressure in the chest cavity, causing air to move into and out of the lungs.
The diaphragm. Like she just said, so this thing, contracts and then, relaxes, contracts, relaxes, and changes the pressure in the chest cavity up here.
Step 2, in order to see the upper part of the respiratory system, you will need to extend cut number 1 up under the pig's throat and make more lateral incisions in order to fold back the flaps of skin covering the throat.
All right, I'm just going to go a little crazy right here, and I'm going to start cutting a lot of this stuff out of the way.
Stand back.
Sorry about that. Bless you. I love this stuff. Let's see.
Second career as the meat cutter coming up.
We need that right now. Years ago, I went up to Maine and I took a class on whales, dolphins, and porpoises. And I was lucky enough to get to help dissect a harbor porpoise. And boy, was that fun. Essentially, all I've done is just remove part of the rib cage. You can see things are a little easier to visualize now. You don't necessarily have to remove this part. I just find it so much easier that if you do, you can get to everything. Come on. Let me just get this chunk out of the way here. There we go. Now obviously, here's the chest. What are the ribs protecting? Well, nothing that's all that important. Just your lungs and your heart. I'm gonna drain the pig here. You must drain your pig every 3,000 miles for best efficiency.
Step 3, in the thoracic cavity, carefully separate the pericardium or sac surrounding the heart and the diaphragm from the body wall.
I cut that when I was taking the ribs out, but you can still see Mr. Wolf's grabbed it. Again, it's real thin, sort of like that mesentery, which was holding the intestines together. This pericardium is around the heart, and it helps enclose the heart. And sometimes if you're in a car accident, that sac will actually fill up with blood and start to slow your heart down. And you've probably seen on some of these, TV shows where they take a needle and they stick it into somebody's heart and they suck the liquid out, the blood out. Well, that's the liquid around the pericardium that's slowing the heart down.
Step 4, locate the 2 spongy lungs that surround the heart. The tissue that covers and protects the lungs is called the pleura. The lungs haven't been used by the fetus, so they have never contained air.
So remember, this pig wasn't born. It was 37 centimeters long. And you're supposed to figure out how old it was, how many days was it before it was born. Something like around 120 days or something like that is when the pigs are born.
I always like to point out to students too that where the location of the lungs is at. I always thought, I guess when I was younger, the lungs were like in the front of your body, but they're really more in the dorsal half or the back half of your body. So if you see, you look at it, you don't see much lung at all, but huge amounts back here on the dorsal side of the body.
Step 5, find the trachea, a large air tube that lies anterior to the lungs. The trachea is easy to identify because of the cartilaginous rings that help keep it from collapsing as the animal inhales and exhales.
I'm just gonna remove a couple little pieces right here. Mess with you.
Scared me.
Again, this is the what you just mentioned about the cartilage rings. Again, you can feel them, see them pretty well.
Feel them on yourself.
I don't know if you'd be able to see in the video or not, but you can see rings there, or like he just said, you can feel them in your own trachea.
Step 6, notice that the trachea branches into each lung. These two tubes are called bronchial tubes.
So anybody that's got asthma, you know about the bronchial dilators that help open up. Oh,
Got me.
she got a little slime. We may not be able to get to that too easily.
Yeah.
Inside the lungs, these branch into smaller bronchioles that end with a grape-like cluster of air sacs or alveoli, where oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged with capillaries.
So if you think about it, you have the trachea here, it branches here, goes into each lung, and then each of those branches out and branches out and branches out and gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller down to one cell. So that way the oxygen can easily go in, the carbon dioxide can easily go out. So that's what the whole function of the lungs are, gas exchange.
7, lying ventral to the trachea or windpipe, locate the pinkish brown
Want me to cut it out of the way?
V-shaped structure called the thyroid gland.
I don't see the
This gland secretes
Thyroid
hormones
anymore.
that control metabolism.
It's
I
probably
think our thyroid is gone, but it would be right here, like she said, ventral. It might be.
it might be that.
Step 8, at the top, anterior end of the trachea, find the hard, light-colored larynx or voice box. This organ contains the vocal cords that enable the animal to produce sound.
Watch, when I press it, you'll hear it. Oink, oink.
Mr. Coker, a friend of ours, used to do that with the cats in Dissection, and the kids believed the cat was really making the sound. It wasn't.
Step 9, locate the epiglottis at the top of the trachea. This flap of skin closes over the trachea whenever you swallow.
And you saw this on day 1. It's this little flap right here. If you put the probe in there, you'll see that it comes right out into the trachea.
Right there, I can feel it underneath my pinky. And it is pronounced epiglottis, not e-pig lotus. And again, that flap just prevents things like milk or water going into the lungs, and we've all done that and choked on it, which is great fun for your friends, especially if milk comes out your nose.
That flap will close every time you swallow your food, so like you just said, so it doesn't go into your lungs.
And the pharynx is at the back of the nasal cavity.
So you can't see that real well, but it would be just this opening back here.
And make sure you label the diagram of the respiratory system on your day 3 handout.
And see right here, there's the trachea branching off, going into the lungs and branching and branching and branching. Again, there's some of the other parts that I may have removed accidentally from the pig. So again, fill it out. It's all right there.